Okay, let's dive into this incredible story of how a single, ancient word can echo through centuries, shape some really complex beliefs, and even, believe it or not, inspire a song. We're going to go on a journey from a dense academic idea to a simple, beautiful lyric, and it all starts with just one word.
And that really brings us to the heart of the matter. It's kind of the central mystery we're unpacking here. How does a really difficult, dense concept get transformed into something that everyone can understand, remember, and even sing along to?
I mean, look at this. On one side, you have these heavy theological terms. Election, prevenient grace. Super important, for sure, but not exactly what you'd call everyday chatter. And on the other side, a simple, open, welcoming invitation. So the question is, how do we possibly get from here to there?
Well, the key to bridging that huge gap lies in a really powerful tool for understanding ancient texts. It's a method that works kind of like a linguistic magnifying glass, the word study. This is where we stop just being readers and really become detectives.
And this shows us the actual tool of the trade. It's called a lexicon. You can think of it as a highly specialized dictionary, and it's the result of just painstaking scholarship. It's a record of how these ancient words were used centuries and centuries ago, getting us so much closer to their original meaning. This isn't just guesswork, this is grounded in some serious academic work.
So this is our method. A word study is basically linguistic detective work. You take one specific word, you isolate it in its original language, and then you trace it. You see how and where it's used across different texts. And doing that helps you build this complete picture of what it means, way beyond what a simple one-to-one translation could ever give you. Okay, let's open our case file. Our investigation begins with a single clue, just one word, found in the biblical book of 1 Peter. So here's the verse. Now, on the surface, it seems pretty straightforward, right? But the absolute crucial point here is that the English word we read, foreknowledge, is itself a translation of a very specific and, as it turns out, very significant Greek term. And that is our hidden clue.
And here it is, prognosin. In Greek, it's spelled out for us. It's even cataloged in scholarly resources as G4268. Now, the basic definition is, in fact, foreknowledge, knowing something before it happens. But as we are about to see, how you interpret that simple definition, well, that changes absolutely everything.
So let's jump forward in time. We're going to the 18th century, and we're talking about the theologian John Wesley. He zeroes in on this one word, and his interpretation of it leads to a major theological breakthrough that really tackles a long-standing debate.
You see, for Wesley, foreknowledge, this word prognosin, it didn't mean that God pre-selects certain people against their will, like some kind of cosmic draft. No. He argued it means that God, in his infinite wisdom, simply knows ahead of time who will freely choose to respond to the offer of grace. This is huge because it keeps the idea of human free will, our own agency, completely intact. And this just brilliantly illustrates the core of his whole doctrine. It's a simple idea, but it's so profound. God knowing what you will do is not the same thing as God making you do it. In his view, divine knowledge and human free will can actually coexist beautifully.
Okay, so that's a powerful theological idea, right? But how do you take this kind of nuanced concept and make it accessible to everybody, not just scholars and pastors? Well, that's where John Wesley's brother, Charles, comes into the picture. It really becomes a family affair.
So first, let's just quickly recap John's part. He provides the precise theological framework. It's a brilliant piece of scriptural analysis that clarifies that God's choice is based on knowing our response to a call that goes out to everyone. And then his brother Charles, who is a master hymn writer, takes that exact same concept, this universal call that God foreknows we can respond to, and he transforms it. He just boils the entire doctrine down into this memorable, poetic, and powerful lyric that literally anyone can sing and immediately understand. So what this really shows us is the incredible journey a single ancient word can take. It's not just some relic of the past, it's a living idea that travels through history, shaping how people think and inspiring art all along the way. Let's just trace that path one last time. It all started with a verse in 1 Peter. That led us to the Greek word prognosin. We looked at its definition, foreknowledge. And then we saw how John Wesley interpreted it to create a very specific doctrine. And finally, that doctrine was translated into a hymn that just perfectly captures the essence of a universal invitation. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If one word, just one, can contain all of this history, this theology, this poetry,
What other profound truths are out there, waiting to be discovered, hidden in plain sight in the words we read every single day?